All right. Hey, everybody. This is podcast number 4 of the Real Estate Investing Level Up podcast. And today I'm excited to share a good friend of mine, Zhang. And so I met Ray a few weeks ago, or a few months ago now, actually, at an event. And I was just mind blown about what this gentleman's doing when flipping dirt, right? We flip houses and all the things that we do with residential real estate. But when I saw the aspects of flipping dirt, it was just mind blowing. So how you doing today, Ray?
Very good. How are you doing, Rick?
Good.
Thank you for inviting.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So Ray, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So my name is Ray. I came from China about 11 years ago. I had to learn the language and I was homeless for a couple of months. But after that, after so many years of trying and not working, after about 4 years ago, I started to do land, and that's when everything started to take off. I love land. There's not much you can do. You can do it virtually from anywhere. So you can do it in China if you want to, right? So, but
so when you say you're doing land, you're physically marketing for a vacant piece of property. Walk me through when you say flipping land. What does that look like?
So I buy a land virtually, not like sometime in the market I want to go to, and then I just got that land for about 40 to 50 cents on the dollar, and then I sell it right away. I never look at the land. I really never go there. So I just flip basically, like you said, flip dirt, right?
So when you say virtual, explain for everybody, you mean physically you are searching for this property from the comfort of your own office, like you're sitting right now. You're finding the property and you're able to sell it from the same place without leaving your house.
Correct. And sometimes if I'm on the road, I can do it with my phone. So
that's awesome. And so is there a certain where are you located at? Where do you live?
I live in Florida, Jacksonville.
Okay, so you're in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular area that you like to do business more than others? Where do you like to focus on?
Just any states or cities that people are moving in. That's my favorite. So a lot of people moving in instead of moving out. For example, New York is not a good state for me to go into. Yeah, just any states that have more people going in than out.
Okay, all right. So where people are coming to. So Florida should be, you rocking it down in Florida too?
Yeah, Florida is a good market already, and I'm in different market here.
Got it. Yeah. Ray, you married? What's your family life like?
I have 3 kids.
Awesome.
And I have my wife, obviously, and we're married for about 10 years right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been able to structure and build a business working from home 100% virtual.
Yeah, the only disadvantage of doing that is become fatter, right? So you have to exercise more.
Sitting at home making money gets you a little lazy, right?
Right, because I sit on the chair for many hours sometimes. So
right. Well, let's talk about that. So when you're do you have any specific, when you're searching for tools or when you're searching for land, do you have any specific resources? Like if I want to come down to Florida and look for vacant land, how do I do
that? First of all, you need to see what market you want to go into. So that's a market selection is the first step. And after that, you need to see the history of sold data for, let's say in this subdivision, typically the land is sold for this particular price, right? And then you make offers about 40% of that number. And when the calls start to come in, yeah, go ahead.
Are they what's so people are selling their land? Is there a reason they're selling it at such a discount?
There are a lot of reasons, like houses, and some people don't believe it, right? So why do people sell their land if they know how much their land is worth? But they don't. So they don't know how much the land is worth. Most of the people think the assessed value is the land value. It's not. Right. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is for land, it has weeds or grass growing on top of the land. So if they live super far away, they have to come here and trim it, right? Or cut it. So they choose not to. And when they don't cut it, the city give them a ticket.
Yeah.
Right. So if they get a ticket, sometimes they get fed up and they don't want to deal with it anymore. So that's probably one of the reasons. And some other reason, for tax purpose, they want to claim a loss. I have a lady that sold me a land for 700 and she bought it for 155,000 about in 20 years ago. And
Wow.
after we close it, I asked her, the keywords is after, right?
Yeah.
And I asked her why you sell it for such a cheap price. She said, I want to claim a tax loss.
Ah,
Yeah.
so she just wanted to get that off the books. That's interesting. So
Yeah.
you're working with people. So it's kind of the same principles as people that do the houses, but it's just land. I mean, there's pain points. It's your
Yeah.
job to find. It's your job to find the product, find the land, and then find the pain point and see if you
Yeah.
can create a win-win situation for you and the seller. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So do you have how do you find the people that you sell the land to?
We typically just market on MLS and the realtor sell it for us.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So a key piece to your team is a realtor in the markets that you're working in.
Correct.
Got it. Now,
Yeah.
do you have specifics or do you take the time to just hook up with somebody when you find an area you want to go in, or do you take the time to network and build relationships with those agents?
No. The best relationship is when you give them the money, right? So
Yeah, 100%.
I only deal with realtors who have actually sold land in that particular area. So
Okay.
realtor tend to give people a illusion that they know everywhere they know everything about that entire market. They do not.
Yep. Yep.
Right. So
I agree with that.
they only know a certain small subdivision. So I only contact those guys.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So you're what kind of if you don't mind getting into some of the numbers and the nuts and bolts about this, do you have constraints? Like what kind of net proceeds do you like to make off of deals? Do you have a specific area you want to be in, or is it just all over the place?
Yeah, I target to areas that land worth from 15,000 to 250,000.
Okay.
The reason why is I don't want to deal with a lot of small land. If I small value land, if you do that, you have to market yourself. You have to close yourself. The realtor cannot get involved if your land is worth $5,000,
Right.
right? And the deal cannot afford it. So another thing I do is I don't typically go over 250 because the more expensive the lot, the longer it will stay on the market.
Ah, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. Where would you say, if you had to pick one or two areas today that you've noticed, like what's just slamming? Is it the Florida and the Texas, or what areas are just rocking right now because there's so many people moving there?
Yeah, so Florida, Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Arizona, Colorado, Oklahoma, those areas are all good.
Slamming,
So
huh? Good.
yeah. So if you want to know a specific city, you can search a term on Google. It's called migration trend
Ah,
2022 or 2023. And they give
okay.
you like a range of where people are moving to, and you want to go to that market yourself.
Got it. That's a really
Yeah.
good nugget. Migration trend 2022 or 2023. Yeah, make sure
Yeah.
whoever's listening, write that down. That's a gem that he just shared with us right there. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So do you have a certain amount of goals, like your monthly goals on what you want to achieve? Like do you have a certain amount of deals you'd like to do? What's your actual business look like day to day?
Right now I try to mail more because if you have to look at all the successful real estate investors, what's their common thing they're doing is they mail a lot more. I talked to a guy, he is very young, he's like 30 years old, 31. His name is Will. He does like I think 7 to 8 millions on flipping house every year in Miami side. And I asked him, how many mails do you mail out? He said, I mail to the entire, a lot of different counties, about 100 to 155 thousand. So 100,000 mailers every month.
That's a
So
lot.
think about it, right? So
Yeah,
I mail myself 15,000. I thought it was a lot until I talked to him, right? So
right.
I'm gonna mail more.
So your main that's a good segue. So your main form of marketing is direct mail campaigns?
Yeah, direct mail. I only do that on direct mail with the offer price.
Nice. Oh, so you're hitting them. You're direct mail with the price on the card.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that's good nugget. Yeah, sometimes we think we're doing something until we connect with somebody else that's doing 10 times more than we are and realize we could probably do more, huh?
Yeah, and the plus house response rate is very low, and he
Yeah.
said he's like 0.025%,
Hmm.
and I'm like 1 to 5%. So
Oh, wow.
I'm already much higher. So maybe I just mail more and get more deals, right? So
Yeah, that's awesome. So the direct mail is extremely low on the houses. So you're getting like a 10x return on your contacts through mailing for direct land.
right,
That's awesome. Oh, cool.
absolutely.
Cool. Well, Ray, let me ask you this. Let's talk about your very first deal. Like, what got you into the land flipping business, and what was it like your very first deal? What happened? Walk us through that.
I paid a guy 70,000 to do to hire him to coach me, but he didn't coach me much, and the method he's doing is not my favorite. And because he tried to buy land and sell on terms, collect $150 a month. I was like, if you really want to cash flow, why you don't go to apartment investing, right? So there's much less default rate there. But I just don't like it. So for to this day, I still don't do term still on land, because land for me is just a cash cow. I want to generate cash instead of a cash flow, $150, right? So, but anyways, I twist his system. I mailed to a Connie. I was like, if you guys taught so many investors to do terms deal, they need a deal to sell on terms, right? So let me contact those guys, and I offered them to give them a wholesale land for a wholesale price. So I
Hmm.
mailed to this county for only landowners own more than 5 lots. I sent them a postcard saying, my name is Ray. I want to buy your land, everything, all the land you have. And I can pay cash. If you want to sell, let me know. So I kind of got lucky and got a guy who owned more than 250 lots in that same
Wow.
subdivision. Yeah, he sold me everything. I not everything. He sold me half, more than half. So and I was trying to convince him to sell me the other half after I closed all the half, right? And
Right.
he saw how much I made, and he refused to sell it to me. Uh, but uh,
Oh.
but the first 100 something deals, I bought it for 1,000. I sold all to those terms guys for 2,500, 2,600. So that's a 250,000 profit.
Wow. Okay.
250,000, yeah, 250,000. Uh,
Congratulations on that. That's awesome.
yeah, profit, but that's a lot of work. I don't suggest people to do that anymore, because right now I'm doing only infill lots, more close to the cities, and you can make a lot more profit doing less work.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good. That's neat. That's inspiring, because a lot of people, I've noticed over the years, that a lot of people get hung up because they don't want to do the work. So
Yeah.
you did the work and hit a slam dunk your first deal, and that's what catapulted you on into the business.
Yeah. So that gave me confidence, right? So you're a coach, you know that people is not lack of information. There are so many information on YouTube. You can search how to flip a house, how to get funding. The only thing they need is confirmation. So what's the
Hmm.
confirmation or confidence that you do a deal, you have the confirmation, right? So
Yep.
that gave me that. And then after, last year we did almost $1 million in profit. So
That's awesome. Congratulations on that. Yeah, a lot of times we get caught up. We always want to get the small stackable wins, right? I say that's a heck of a stackable win for your first deal.
yeah, it was very, very, I still remember the days I went to the same bank over and over again every day and do the notary, right? And
Did you do them all individual?
yeah, all individual. And
Really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so I went to the same bank for 150 times.
Wow. Well, I guess the title company loved you for the closing cost 150 times.
No, I never involved title company, so I closed it
Oh,
myself. That's why I don't suggest people to do smaller deals, right? So you have to close
right.
yourself. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. That's awesome, man. That's good.
Mm.
So let me ask you this. What was life like before real estate?
It was good. I flip cars, so I made about 40 or 50,000 every month flipping cars. It was
Okay.
very comfortable, and I don't need to do another thing. 40 or 50,000 should be enough for us, right? A month.
Right.
And but I wanted more because I see you guys, flipping houses and make one deal happen, and that was like already 50,000 profit, right? I have to flip at least 30 to 50 cars every month to get that amount.
Okay. So the
So,
volume is much higher.
yeah, so that's a lot of work on
Okay.
cars. So I was tired of it,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But
Well, I'll tell you what, you got yourself a niche, man, from cars to land. And then,
mm,
so what were some of the early struggles? Like when you were first getting started and you were just
mm.
coming out of the gate trying to figure this out. I know you had mentioned hiring a coach. What was some of your early struggles getting traction and getting rolling?
I think the main struggle is, you guys, Tom Crow.
Mm.
He's my best friend and mentor. He always talk about this. There are 3 Ds when you go into any business venture. You will encounter, if you caught up with any of the 3 Ds, you are done. You're no way you can make it, right? So the first D is distraction. That's the main
Mhm.
thing. So distraction is what get you off track. And there's so many things when you decide to do something, let's say land investing, and you are like 3 days in, and then another guy talk about apartment investing. And you're like, oh, this apartment thing can make me wealthier. And in shorter time, let me do that. And then you're in the apartment investing, and then another guy talk about commercials, and you go into
Mhm.
commercials. So this constant jump from one thing to another will get you absolutely nowhere, because no matter what you do, land, a house, apartments, there will be a time you start to doubt yourself if you can make it, if this thing really works. And
Yep.
when you give up to go to another thing, you just wasted so many time and money. That's what I did. I wasted more than 100 something thousand on all different coachings, and so many years of time, right? So if I know how
Right.
to flip land like what I do in my first year, like 10 years ago, man, I don't know where I'm be right now. So
Right.
that's the first D. And the second D is doubt.
Mhm.
So you doubt yourself, you doubt yourself, you doubt your mentor, you doubt the market, if the market really works. So that's the doubt, and you'll have for sure. And the last thing is the disappointment. So sometimes even what we're doing right now, sometimes we cannot get to the seller. The seller don't respond and ghost us. That's the disappointment.
Yep.
So no matter what stage you are, you will feel that, right? I'm sure you have some deals you cannot complete, but you wish
Often.
you, yeah. So one of the 3Ds, just be careful. I guess if you caught up with any of those, that'd be bad luck, right? So
That's really good info. That's really good information, because I agree with you. One of those D's could throw you completely off track, and
yeah.
really take away the end goal. And what you shared to start that, Ray, about basically we call it as the shiny object syndrome, right?
Absolutely.
That right there, man, is so important, because all of us as entrepreneurs, I'm guilty as can be of it. A lot of times we start jumping around at 15 different things and we don't really perfect any of them. So I really
Mhm.
commend you on grabbing the ball with the land flipping and taking that and making it your one thing. I
Yeah,
think that's really awesome. And if anybody watching this or listening to this today can take one thing out of this conversation, it's that. Focus on one thing until perfected, and your life will change dramatically. So
absolutely.
so Ray, let's evolve on that now. So you took what you've learned and all of your success from flipping cars, flipping land, and all this stuff, and you've developed into giving back to other people, right? You started
Mhm.
coaching people so they can achieve exactly what you're doing. Let's talk a little bit about that. What's that look like?
So to coach, I have the reason why I decide to coach is I heard a guy saying this. He said if you want to learn more about something, teach it.
Hmm.
So
Like,
maybe you go to church and then the pastor or the church leader asks you to give a talk, and after the talk, you feel like, oh, I really know that subject. a lot more because you prepare the talk and you learn that and you give it to others. So that's a formula of going to the next level, like your podcast level up, right? So how
Yep.
do you level up? You teach.
Yep.
Right. And when you teach, you learn more. That's exactly what happened to me. When I started to teach land, my process got super clear right now. And then on any single section or any single small steps, I know what to do. Of course, I teach that to my student, and my student know what to do as well. And it's just a very good business itself.
That's awesome. So you became really passionate about just giving back, right?
Absolutely.
So what is your feeling on how, when you first got started? What are your thoughts on coaching? Regardless of what the industry is, what are your thoughts on coaching?
You know, my original thought is I had that doubt in myself, right? 3Ds, right? That's a new
Yeah.
business for me. There will be a D. So I started doubt, am I qualified to teach? You know, and then I told myself, of course I'm qualified to teach. Who else is qualified, right? So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so if you have doubts on yourself, and of course you can do it. But if you're committed, you can make it work. So and after I get into the business, I kind of learned there are so many coaches out there, and they are making a ton of money. Sometimes referring something very bad, right?
Yep.
So they make
Yep.
a referral post and they make a lot of money themselves, but is that really useful, right? So that's my commitment right now. Of course, I have my coaching business, and I have to evaluate all the softwares that being thrown at me. I have to look at very closely to see if that's really helped myself first.
Right.
But if it doesn't help me, you know, forget it. I'm not going to push it to student, no matter how much money I'm going to make. You know.
Right. Yep. I agree with you
Yeah.
100%. Everybody's got an affiliate nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, they can make a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And more power to them. How do you
Right.
feel about you? So you and I have one of the same mentors. What are your thoughts on actually continuous coaching as you go through the beginning of your land flipping business, your coaching business? What is your feeling on continuing education all the way through? I mean, we're always learning, right?
Yeah, definitely. So you need a mentor. I shared a Instagram today. I said the free stuff is always the most expensive, and people don't get it. They think if they want to do something, they just YouTube it. There are a lot of information on there. Of course there are, and you can learn everything from YouTube. But the thing is, nobody tell you which one is the correct information, because everyone has their opinion, and there's so many opinions on there. And if you follow one thing and you start to doubt if this is going to work. But a mentor's job is to tell you exactly what to do, like what Tom does to us, right? And
Yeah.
he tell you to do this, you do that, and you have no doubt,
Yeah.
because he knows if you do that, you have results, and that's exactly what mentor does for you. My wife shared with me a story yesterday, and a lady, she is a very well-known coach. I didn't get her name, but she in 11 years ago, she joined this mastermind by paying 25,000. That was a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And inside the mastermind, she went to the mastermind group, and all they talk about is funnels, like how to make money online, and all these different pages. And she was like, she told the manager, "I want my money back because I don't know what the
Yeah.
hell they're talking about." You
Right.
know, she said they're using the words very unprofessional, she thought, but that's a new area for her, right? And eventually the manager said, I'm not issuing a refund, you have to stick with it. So she stayed and tried to learn something, and she launched her own course by launching a funnel, and she made 250,000 in 3 hours.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's the power of mentorship.
Right. She
Yeah,
stuck with what her mentor told her to do.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. How are you open to, for our listeners and our watchers out there right now, are you taking on new students?
Right now I am, but I'm not sure how long is it because I have so many students right now.
Yeah.
But as far as the land flipping, yes, I am right now.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. So what we'll do is we'll see if we can't get you connected to some people. And how would people? What's their best way to reach out to you to have a conversation?
I have an Instagram account. The
Okay.
Instagram there is called Virtual Flip Land. So
Okay.
yeah, RTUAL Flip LAND. So land, right? So
Virtual flip land. So there it is, guys. If you're interested in trying to build a business through flipping land, which I will tell you from the sounds of it is a lot less busy than flipping houses. I would highly recommend reaching out to Ray and having a conversation, and at least follow him on Instagram. The guy's putting great content out every single day.
yeah,
Ray, how could I help you out with anything you have going on?
you have helped me a lot by bringing me on already, and I think to have you on my friendship that'd be really helpful already because another thing to level up like your podcast is to associate with people that you want to be, you know,
Right.
and you don't want to associate people that you only want to have a drink with or
Yes.
have some fun, right? So those guys are good. You know, you have some people, you know, you sometimes get relaxed and have some fun time. But the thing is, when you level up, you'll see a tendency they try to drag you down. And those guys are the one you want to kick out of your life because you know they convince you. They'll say something like, "Oh, this thing is so hard, just forget it," right? Or they'll say you cannot do it. You know, those guys are not the guys you want to surround with. Sometimes, including family members.
Yes, I
Yeah,
agree 150%. That right there is another golden nugget. You've been just dropping them the whole time we've been on this, Ray. And I appreciate that, and I look forward to learning from you. I watch your stuff all the time, and you help me out with understanding the power of the social media. That part was all new to me, and I thank you for that.
absolutely. Thank you very
And
much.
we absolutely. So we'll talk soon. Everybody, reach out to Ray. I tell you what, you want to learn about flipping land and to improving your bottom line and getting yourself to some financial freedom or whatever your goals might be. I'd highly recommend connecting with Ray. This guy's 100% stand up, and we'll get you where you want to go.
Thanks so much, Rick.
You got it, Ray. I'll talk to you soon, brother. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.